The sexual reproduction process has been divided into three main phases: pre-fertilization, fertilization and the post-fertilization events. Each event we have to study in detail. So now we are starting with the first topic, that is pre-fertilization event. So first, pre-fertilization event. As the name suggests, these events occur before fusion of gametes. So these are the events occur before fusion of gametes, and that's why it includes mainly two steps. Number one, that is gamete formation, or you can say gametogenesis, and number two, gamete transfer. So let's start with the first step, that is gametogenesis. So starting with gametogenesis. We all know when the word meaning gametogenesis is there, means formation of gametes or generation or synthesis of gametes. These gametes are mainly of two types. One can say male gamete and another one, that is female gamete. I have already told you how to remember male and female sign. Male is always right, so sign is at upper side, male sign. Male gamete sign is that, and the female with lumpy choti, that one is female gamete. So male and female gametes are here, and these gametes are later on get fused. So first of all, formation of gametes. Now here we need to understand that how these gametes can be known as the same type of gametes or different types of gametes. For example, in certain algae, they are of same type. So similar type of gametes are there, and that's why these are known as homogametes or isogametes. Known as homogametes or isogametes. Remember that whenever we are saying gamete, it has to be haploid in nature. So male and female, both the gametes will be haploid in nature. Here example for algae, I can give you Cladophora example, which is one type of algae which is having both similar type of gametes like this. Pear shape gametes are there. You cannot distinguish between male and female gametes. So here gametes are of same type, homogametes or isogametes. There are certain plants and other fungi and other organisms where different types of gametes are available. Different types means you can say these as heterogametes, or they are also known as anisogametes. In which male gamete is known as anthrozoid or sperm, while the female, that one is known as ovum or egg. So example I can give you here. that is fucus alga. Again, this is alga. Fucus alga, it is having two different types of gametes, heterogametes. So the female one is little bigger in size, while, so this one is female gamete, while the male gamete is very small in size. This one is male. You can clearly distinguish between male and female gametes. Same way for human beings. We all know that ovum is little bigger in size. So this one is again female gamete, and the male gamete, it is like this. So this one is male gamete. Here also you can clearly distinguish between male and female gametes. So that's why they are under category of heterogametes. Now in the same event we need to understand two major things. Number one, that is sexuality in organisms. So starting with sexuality. When we are talking about sexuality, normally plants are of two types. Bisexual means both male and female characteristics are found in the same plant, or maybe unisexual. When we are talking about unisexual, then they can be clearly distinguished between staminate and the pistillate flowers. Staminate means stamen will be there, so this will be male, and pistillate means pistil will be there, and because of that it will be considered as the female organism. So it can be bisexual or unisexual plants. Now in bisexual plants we can have example of coconut or maybe cucurbit, which are also known as homothelic or maybe known as monoecious plants. Bisexual means both the organs for reproduction, that is male and female reproductive parts, are present on the same plant, and that's why it is bisexual. Within same organism, that's why bisexual. And that's why homo means on the same, and thela मतलब body. So एक ही body पे male and female दोनों structures present है, that's why it is known as homothelic. Same way, it is also known as monoecious, means in single organism both male and female sexual reproductive parts are present. Example we studied, that is coconut and cucurbit. Now one more, for unisexual plants, they are also known as, uni means single, male and female both are separate. So now I can say it as heterothelic. Again, thelic means body and hetero means different, right? So heterothelic or maybe can be known as dioecious plants. Example here I can give you date palm and papaya. These are normally found, this bisexual, unisexual, different structures are found in plants very easily, you can identify. Same like plants, now we need to understand for animals also. So in case of animals, again we are having two categories, that is bisexual animals, or one can say hermaphrodite. So hermaphrodite organism. We all know why the name has been given as hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite means god and goddess together. This is Greek word, and Herm means goddess, god. Aphrodite means goddess, and together in one. That's why it is bisexual. So bisexual animals can be observed with both male and female reproductive parts in the same body. Example here you can give sponges, tapeworm, earthworm, and leech, and many more also. These are just to give you certain examples. Same way, unisexual organisms are also there, where clear cut male and female organisms are found differently. So this was all about animals. As I told you that the pre-fertilization event, we need to understand two important things. One was the sexuality. Now second is how gamete formation takes place. You all know that for gamete formation, cell division is going to take place. So which type of cell division method, whether mitosis or meiosis, which one is going to take place, that we need to understand. So second point, that is cell division during gamete formation. Now remember that if the parental body is haploid, certain lower organisms, they are haploid in nature. For example, we can say Monera, then algae, fungi, and bryophytes. These are lower organisms. Lower means having less development in their bodies, and because of that the parental body is haploid, and now they need to produce gametes. Gametes are also haploid. Universally gametes have to be haploid. So you can see here end to end. There cannot be reductional division. Instead of that, similar number of chromosomes are observed in parental body as well as in gametes, and that's why here the cell division which takes place, that is mitosis. So remember that though cell division for gamete formation is there, mitosis can happen if the parental body is haploid. Now, just assuming that parental body is diploid. So, if parental body is diploid, example I can give you here, those are pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms, little higher organisms, and because of that well developed structures are found, and the gametes has to be haploid. Now here you can see from 2n it has to come to n, means number is getting reduced. Reductional division has to take place, and because of that now I can write here meiosis is going to take place. So you can write parental body also, or maybe you can write, instead of parental body you can write meiocyte also. Meiocyte. Meiocyte means from which the gametes are going to produce. So I can say gamete mother cells also. So meiocyte, or maybe they are also known as gamete mother cells. Now let's have an example of certain plants and animals, so that we can understand how the chromosome numbers are present in them. So here I am going to write about organism. Then the myocyte ploidy. Ploidy means number of chromosomes present in that particular structure. And later on, the gamete ploidy. Normally, this will be 2n and this will become n. Let's start with human being only because that is the most easiest answer. We already know that how many chromosomes are present in our body. So we are starting with human being. We are having 23 pairs of chromosomes. So total I can write 46 chromosomes and in gamete it will be 23. Fine. Now house fly. It will be 12. Then fruit fly. It will be 8. Then butterfly. It will be 380. I am just writing about the myocyte ploidy. You need to do half of that to get the gamete ploidy. Simple उसको आधा कर दो. You are going to have results over here also. जैसे 12 है तो इधर 6 आ जाएगा. 8 है तो 4 आ जाएगा. 380 का half हो जाएगा. So butterfly 380. Then cat 38. Dog 78. Then Ophioglossum. Sorry, Ophioglossum. This is fawn. That is pteridophyte, having maximum number of chromosomes 1260. Then rat 42. Then next is corn. It will be 20. Then potato. It will be 48. Next is apple. 34. Apple will be 34. I think one more is left out. Total 13 should be there. 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 are left out. So one is rice. So that will be 24. Sorry, 24. And one more is left out. Which one is left out? Let's see. That is onion. That is 16. Now, the question is, ma'am, इतना सारा by heart करना है? Yes. Now, here, let's have some fun. How to remember all these points? ये area मैं यूज कर रही हूँ इसी को रिमेम्बर करने के लिए, बिकॉज इसका हाफ करोगे तो ऑब्वियसली यू आर गोइंग टू हैव द नंबर. उतना भी मैथ्स ऑप्शन में नहीं रखना है, राइट? ओके, सो फॉर ह्यूमन बीइंग इट्स डन. हाउस फ्लाई, हाउ यू हैव टू रिमेम्बर? जस्ट फोकस ओवर हियर. दिस इज माय फ्लाई. कैन यू सी 1 and 2? 2 because wings are there, so it is giving zzz and moving with 12 chromosome. Fruit fly, mango की सीजन है, so this is mango. And उसके ऊपर fruit fly बैठा है 8 and it is sucking the juice from that. So it is 8. Butterfly. Butterfly. This is butterfly's body. 8 ड्रॉ किया मैंने. यहाँ पे उसके आंखें दिखाई 3 नंबर से and 0 by giving here. So 380, 38 and 0, 380 for butterfly. Now for cat, 38. So here ये cat का body बनाया, मुच्छी बना लेते हैं उसको, and ये उसके ears. So this is number 38. Dog. मेरे पीछे 7-8 कुत्ते पड़े हुए हैं. So 78. ऑफियोग्लॉसम मैक्सिमम नंबर है. 1-2 का 4 नहीं, 1-2 का 6. माई नेम इज नो लखन, माई नेम इज जेमिनी मैम, राइट. रैट 42. कैसे याद करेंगे? दिस इज 4 एंड 2 लगा के उसकी टेल बना दी. लिटिल कॉम्प्लिकेटेड बट याद रखने के लिए 42. Corn. First you have to draw that stick on which the granules are present. So ये 2 उसका स्टिक बनाया, वापस ये 2 का स्टिक बनाया, and the corn granules, those are 20. Potato. Potato, तारक मेहता में आने वाली सब्जी बेचने वाली बाई ने बोला 50 रुपीज पर केजी. दया भाभी ने बहुत बार्गेनिंग किया तो जाके बोला ठीक है, सबके लिए 48 रुपीज केजी. पोटैटो इज अंडर सब्जी, सो दैट्स वाई 50 रुपीज पर केजी, बट उसको बार्गेन करके 48 रुपीज पर केजी बना लो. एप्पल. एप्पल कॉस्टली अभी नहीं है बिकॉज एक्सपोर्ट बंद किया हुआ है, सो इट विल बी 34 रुपीज पर केजी. एंड ऑलवेज एन एप्पल अ डे कीप्स द डॉक्टर अवे. 3-4 एप्पल अ डे डेफिनेटली कीप्स कोरोना अवे. राइस कुकर में डालो, कुकर बनाते हैं, ये कुकर में डाला एंड 2-4 सीटी बजा दो तो बिरयानी रेडी. सो कुकर में डाल के 2-4 सीटी लगा लो, सो बिरयानी इज रेडी. लास्ट इज अनियन. अनियन बल्ब बनाना है नीचे अनियन का, सो ऊपर उसका प्लांट 1 एंड नीचे 6, दैट इज इट्स बल्ब पार्ट 16. So that's how we have to remember all the numbers in easy manner. So by looking at these processes, can we have one question in our mind, that if the parental body is haploid and even for gamete formation mitosis is taking place, in their life they are never going to have meiosis process? The answer is they can have meiosis process when both the gametes, male and female gametes, fuse together to form zygote. Zygote will become diploid. But now the parental body is haploid. So obviously zygote immediately after formation will undergo meiosis process to have the haploid plant body or the parental body. So that's how these organisms are also going to have meiosis, but not for the formation of gametes. Instead of that, after fertilization, they will have meiosis process. So in sexual reproduction, first event, that is gametogenesis, is over. First is gametogenesis, that we have completely done. Now the second process, that is gamete transfer. In gamete transfer process, we need to bring both the gametes physically together for the fusion process, and that's why transfer is very important process. So gametes have to come physically close to each other for the next event or you can say for fertilization. In normal cases, normally male gamete is motile, while the female gamete is stationary, cannot move, non-motile. But in certain fungi and algae, both gametes are motile. So both gametes can move. Now, for transfer, they need some medium. So here, medium is required. Medium is important for transfer of gametes. So normally, in case of algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes, in these organisms, water acts as medium. So normally, pollens get shed in the water medium. With the help of water flow or the water current, they will flow and they will go to the female plant. But then there are chances of maximum wastage. And because of that, in nature, in such type of plants, several thousand times more production of male gametes takes place. In comparison to female gametes, male gametes will be more, several thousand times. In seed plants we can say gymnoid and angiospermic plants. In this type of plants, we have for male gametes, pollen tube will act as carrier, while for female gamete, the ovule will act as carrier. Now, if the plant is bisexual plant, example I can take pea plant. As it is bisexual means both stamen and carpel are in the same flower, right? So, they do not require pollination. For example, if this is carpel, along with that only the stamens are also present. And because of that, once the pollens get shed in the environment, immediately they are very close to female productive part, that is carpel. It will get shed on the carpel, and that's how self-fertilization will take place. So here I can write self-fertilization is going to take place. Now, next is unisexual plant, where both male and female reproductive parts are different, and because of that, they require some pollinating agents. So simply you can say water, wind, insects, maybe birds. They will help in pollination process, and thus how the pollens are carried near to the stigma part. So here pollinating agents, or you can say pollination, will be there to facilitate the fusion process or to bring them close to each other. So that's how unisexual pollination is. Unisexual plants or flowers, you can say, pollination is required. So these are all mechanisms to have the gametes to bring together for the fusion process. Same way for the animals, those who are unisexual animals. In this organism also, they need to have special mechanism to bring male and female gametes close to each other to facilitate fusion. Why special mechanism? Because we all know that normally majority animals are unisexual, and because of that male and female gametes, they are produced in different bodies, and because of that special mechanism like copulation, or you can say the process where both gametes are coming together, that will be taken care, and because of that fusion can be achieved.